Hi class. So today we're gonna just basically tie up the this Fibonacci sequence piece, make it look a little bit nicer, and add one more unique box. So we can get started. The first thing I'd like to do is come and when we're typing in the number, I would like it to auto update as we go. So in our HTML, we have this input and we're doing on change. I'm going to change that from on change to on input. And in class we figured this out. But what that does is it makes it so when we type, it auto changes with us. Next thing I would like to do is stop when it goes too far. And this is also can be done in the CSS. So in the input box, since that's where we're printing stuff, we're going to have overflow. Overflow Y we're going to say is auto. And we're going to say overflow X. This shouldn't matter, but that's going to be hidden. So it would hide any X problems, but that's never going to really happen in this case. But so now, oops, oh, it kept going. Oh, I did that. I put it in the input box. I actually want it in the output box. And so now it will scroll. I also don't like the commas. I think they kind of make everything look a little messy. So we're going to go, and that's a JavaScript thing. And so, where is it? New sequence. So this, and I think if I remember correctly, it's called split. And if this doesn't work, then I'm not remembering correctly. So we have our new sequence, which is an array. It's a list. And the split command, if I don't have the right keyword, I'll have to Google it. But what that does is it takes all of the items in the array, puts them together, separated by whatever I put as an argument here. I'm just going to put a space. And so if I hit refresh, hopefully it works. Oh, it doesn't work, so it's not split. So let's say how to print an array with spaces, JavaScript. Join. Looks like join might be the word that I'm going for. And so now, if you see that there are just spaces, I think it looks better. And now it also does word breaks and word wrapping correctly. If you want bigger spaces, now two spaces is effectively the same thing as one space in HTML. So let's say HTML tab character. Let's see if that it's going to be more trouble than it's worth, because I think it's actually okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create another box. And this is our last thing, and we can put it somewhere else on the page. And we'll call it facts. And then let's give our facts a CSS. And the top and the left, let's put it under the number. So top left is 10, 10, 21, 34. So 10 plus 21 is 31. So I'm going to say the top is 40. And the left will make 5, just so it's kind of like a little chaotic. Let's see what that does. Oh, and it's going down a little farther on the page than I want, so let's make, I'm going to bring this box up and this box up. And this is all just CSS stuff, so the top, instead of 10, we're going to make it 5, make this 35, and you can play around, and if it, you know, I'm actually going to be okay with it sitting here for this video. But then what's going to happen is I want this to display facts, and every time you click on it, it displays a new fact about Fibonacci. And so I just Googled interesting facts about Fibonacci, and there's 40 of them here. I would like you to go and find your own facts. Don't necessarily take the same facts that I'm finding. And I'm just going to take a handful of them, and I'm copying them. And so we're going to go to the top of our function. We're just going to make a list of what we find. And we're going to source where we're getting this information from. And so I'm going to say, now this is a variable, so I'm putting it at the very top. Fact list. And that's going to equal, and so the Fibonacci sequence has a special rule. That's the first fact, comma. The second fact is, we see it in everyday life, comma. The third fact will be November 23rd is Fibonacci Day. And I'm just going to leave it at this. In your assignment, you're going to get a number of facts that you've got to put in, but you just continue. So this is how the fact list looks. And then we're going to also say display fact. And that's going to I'm going to pass in the fact list and the fact. And actually, you know what? We're not going to pass in anything. We're going to use these as global variables. Oh, actually, sorry. I'm going to call display fact here. And then we're going to write a function called display. I'm going to say var fact index, which is the fact that we're looking at, and we're going to set that equal to 0. In update display, we want to call display fact. And okay, so in display sequence, I'm just going to grab this here. And we called the facts piece, what do we call it? We call it facts. And actually, you know what? I do want to pass in an argument. We're going to put facts here because I want to be consistent with the other functions. So we're going to pass in the ID. And so get element by ID, we'll call this n. Inner HTML equals, and we're going to delete this. We're going to delete this. And what we're going to say is it's going to equal the fact list at the fact index. And the fact index is 0 to start, so it's going to say the first sentence. And then we're going to say fact index is equal to fact index plus 1. And then, there are more elegant ways to do this, and so if you can figure those out, please do so. But I'm going to say if fact index is greater than the length of the fact list, then we're going to set it back to equal to 0. And what that does is if once this, because we got 1, 2, 3 things, once fact index gets to 3, we're going to say we got to, greater than or equal to actually, we got to start back at the beginning. And so that, let's see how that works so far. And really all it should do is print the first fact if it works correctly. The Fibonacci sequence has a special rule, great. And then when we click on it, we're going to have it print other facts. So all we need to do now is go to our HTML and facts, we can say on click, I think. And we just have to call our function. If I'm getting it wrong, it's the same thing that we did for our calculator when we were making buttons. And so we're going to say display fact. And it's called facts. So display fact. Facts. I think it's on click. Refresh. And oh, undefined. So we got something wrong. Fact index equals fact index plus 1. If fact index, actually, you know what? There's a few places I could be going wrong there. So let's hit F12. So we can just figure this out quickly. Refresh. It's not resetting, so let's see. If fact index is greater than fact list length, oh, then we set fact index, not fact list, to 0. Everything else in here I'll do in class, but I'm going to make the font nicer. I'm going to make it so the text is unselectable for at least this facts one. And that's what we got. Thank you for class. I hope this is interesting. And if we end up with facts that get too long, it's not a problem. They'll scroll because that's all done in the CSS. If you enjoyed this, thank you very much, and have a great day.